Bayi Ladiotti, an entrepreneur, mentor, and co-founder of Bob AI. She is also the managing director of Decam AI, a powerhouse platform supporting women and underrepresented founders unlock their potential.
People who are listening to you who do not know you, can you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Bayi Ladiotti.
All right. So tell us, what is it you are currently building?
So a lot of things. I'm building a lot of things. I am the managing director of Decam AI. We're a social enterprise, and our mission is to stimulate entrepreneurship within the global majority community. We do that through business support and consultancy, and also subcontracting what we do to other organizations. I'm also the co-founder of Bob AI. So we see ourselves at Bob AI as the entrepreneur's trusted assistant, providing relevant and impactful information. I do that with my co-founder, Matthew.
Awesome. So what direction do you want us to go? Decam AI or Bob AI, or we should just try the two?
Both, because I always say to people, I'm tackling the same problem from different perspectives.
Impressive.
So the problem is entrepreneurship and making entrepreneurship accessible. For Decam AI, I'm approaching it from a grassroots perspective. I'm an entrepreneur in residence at Glasgow Clyde College, so I look at entrepreneurship through an educational lens. I am obviously the co-founder of Bob AI, so I look at it from a technological lens. And then the other facet of that is looking at entrepreneurship from a policy lens.
Awesome. So let's talk about Bob AI. What problem are you trying to solve with Bob AI?
So Bob AI was in response to a Scottish Government Civ Tech Challenge. So every single year, the Scottish Government speaks to the public sector and says, what problems are you experiencing? And then they procure those problems to businesses. So our problem was, how can technology support startup entrepreneurs and help Scotland become a startup nation? So through Bob AI as a tool, we're providing information to entrepreneurs that are relevant to them, pertaining to their business, and making sure that information is accessible to them at their fingertips, but also information that is more specific to their business and their business needs.
Awesome. That's nice. That's neat. That was nice. If you could wave a magic wand, how will you make Scotland a startup nation?
If I could wave a magic wand, how could Scotland become a startup nation? Do you know what? Scotland was a startup nation. In the 18th and 19th century, Scotland was the crown jewel of the British Empire. Through all the entrepreneurial activities and through the commerce and the economy. So I know that it is possible for Scotland to do that. It's been done once and it can happen again. I think Scotland's definitely got the innovation. You've just got to look at the things that we produce. It's got the talent. It just needs maybe a joined up approach in how we deliver that, and also looking to the future. I believe in also empowering young people. So entrepreneurship is not just for now. How can we make sure that young people around us are empowered? So the magic wand would be to make sure that everyone has got an opportunity to learn about starting up a business, learn about entrepreneurship, but also to see how they can contribute to Scotland's future and making Scotland a startup nation. It's not just about me and one person or one organisation, it's about a collective approach to that vision for Scotland. Recently, in February, had the opportunity, thanks to Bruce Walker and the team at the Ecosystems Builders Network, to go to Estonia. And Estonia is a startup nation. Estonia has got 10 unicorns, that's billion-dollar businesses. But the reason I believe that Estonia is a startup nation is because Estonia is mission focused. In the 30 or so years, about 38 years or 35 years that Estonia has been a nation, Estonia's had 8 governments, and different governments, but they've all remained mission focused. For Estonia to be 100% digital and Estonia to be a startup nation, when you're mission focused, when you all have the same goal, it's possible. And for Scotland, we can do it too. We just need to have that mission focus and collective vision.
Wow, that's a really passionate plea from somebody who is mission driven.
Yeah.
How are you building Bob AI? What problem are you solving, and how are you helping people?
So first of all, I have to say I'm a non-technical founder. So myself and Matthew are solving this problem because we support entrepreneurs all the time. And we see Matthew supports entrepreneurs coming into the UK, trying to settle their businesses in the UK, and with myself working with grassroots communities. So we know the barriers that entrepreneurs face when it comes to setting up businesses in Scotland. So we've approached it from that side. We've said to entrepreneurs, if you had a piece of technology that can help you start and scale your business, what would you like that to be? So we've created it with entrepreneurs, we've created it with the business support ecosystem, but we're still saying if you are an organisation that supports entrepreneurs, we'd love to speak to you so that we can make sure that the information that we're giving entrepreneurs is relevant for your organisation and other things like that. So we are building, I say to people that we're flying a plane and building it at the same time.
That's a vivid picture you've just painted there, flying a plane while building it.
Yeah.
So what will you say are some of the 2-3 mistakes that you see entrepreneurs, especially in Scotland, make, that every time you see, you feel like correcting them?
I think, and maybe not even just entrepreneurs in Scotland, entrepreneurs as a whole, sometimes you need to know your why. Your why is really important, and I think right now entrepreneurship's been really glamorized, especially with young people. It's been really, really glamorized, and I think if you don't have a why, you're not as driven when it comes to your business, and you're easy to quit. I was speaking to someone the other day and I was thinking, you are just creating a business but you've got no passion for it. You just think the end goal for you is money, but when the money's not coming in, you're ready to quit. So knowing your why is really important, and if you don't know your why, investigate your why, and that will help. So when the money's not coming in or the sales aren't happening, it'll keep driving you to create something. And who are you creating for? I create for a legacy, so it's not just for me, and having that vision, I've got that legacy at the end as my end goal. Lack of research sometimes, dealing with many entrepreneurs, especially from migrant communities, they might say, I want to do a food business, but how is your food business going to be different from another food business? What is your unique selling point? Who are your customers? And I'll give an example of, this is the example I used to give, Nigerian puff puff, which is fried African donuts. You can have a puff puff business, but you need to know what's going to make your puff puff business so unique and so special. And there's a business in London called the Puff Puff Ministry. They're turning over millions every single year, and what have they done? They've made sure that their puff puff are vegan, so it means that they are accessible to many people. They've looked at their customers and said, who are we targeting? Corporates. Okay, well the corporates, we need to make them sweet, so they've added toppings like Nutella and Biscoff, Lotus Biscoff and other things. And then what else have they gone to do? They've also made sure that their puff puff are accessible to everyone, so they post them in a little post box, so it means that you can order them in different things. So from a simple African donut, and this donut, when you also look at it, nations across the world, it's a type of donut that South Americans have, East Africans have, Southern Africans have, Asians have, Eastern Europeans love the fried African donut. So you're actually, when you know that your customer is actually an international customer too, and how do they eat it, you're able to scale a business, and you're able to say, I've just turned a basic product into something that everyone can eat and something that's accessible. So I think market research is a mistake that people don't make or don't understand. The third mistake, I would say, from my point of view, sometimes not even asking for support. You need to know that there is support. People around you support you. Don't see entrepreneurship as a lonely place. There's so much support, and find a network of people that will support your business, support you mentally, emotionally, because if you are building something, you need to make sure that you've got people that will also help carry you along the way.